Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Um, Today was kind of slow. I was watching several stocks, and there were like a couple small moves, but I didn't get in time. So I kind of started getting a little desperate, and I played OHGI like literally just like a minute ago, and then unfortunately I lost money on it. So I'm down 50 on it. So I literally, you can see my arrows here. So it looked like it was making this little like ascending triangle kind of shape. So like if I take off this, so you see my green arrow. Basically, what I was looking at is since the open 9:30, it's been kind of running up. I had like a little small U shape right here where it broke, and then it got kind of high. Then it was going a little sideways, and it looked like it was consolidating. So the top of these candles are all about 124, 125. So I put my buy-in at, or I put my trigger price at 127. So right about here. And actually I should move right here. So this is basically where the top is at 124, right? So that's like the height that was going. And then this trend line here was pretty much holding up. And what I wanted to happen is as it gets closer and closer, like it starts getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter until it gets to the end of this triangle. I was hoping it would shoot up. Now it did shoot up, and it got to 129, so 2 cents above my buy-in, or 1 cent above my buy-in, which unfortunately is not what I wanted. And then I put my sell price or my stop loss right at where it breaks the triangle, so which was about 118, so 10 cents below it. So anything below this line would be outside of the triangle. So I wouldn't want to hold it because once it breaks, then it's going to do like this and go sideways or whatever. And it dropped all the way down to 113. So that's like an extra 5 cents. I could have lost on that, but like this is an example of a triangle pattern. I don't use it very often, but I wasn't seeing anything that was like a U-shaped pattern really that I could get into in time. And I was trying to do the same thing like on this chart here, where I was trying to do a triangle. Still on the bigger one. Let's see, LINU. So this one here, it was coming up, had this sharp drop, touch this trend line that I drew on. Oh, let me do it from scratch again, just so I can like hopefully help people kind of understand what exactly. God damn it, I'm talking about. There we go. So this one had a peak on this candle here of about 133, but there's a lot of action going on this candle. 230. I mean, but you have a candle here touching 225, high of 225, high of 220. So all these are at 225, kind of making a good resistance line. And from the morning, all these lows right here, you could draw a line and connect them. And what I was looking for was the same thing, kind of this triangle shape where there was this top line here, and then there was this ascending line here. And as it was going up and down, and it was staying in this area, and then it broke right here on this particular line, and then it started going sideways and down. So it's another example, like it it was holding within the triangle, and then when it came to like this edge part where it was really consolidated and tight, it really only has two directions to go, up or down. In this case, this one went down, and you can see it keeps kind of going down. So both of these are kind of good examples of an ascending triangle, but it unfortunately it didn't play out the way I wanted. But if it had, if there was more volume of buyers coming in, because you see this large spike right here that happened right. See how it lines up perfectly? So it spiked right at this triangle because every other trader sees this as well. They see a strong resistance line here, and they see a support line here that's being tapped a few times, and it's staying within this range. So I mean, today there wasn't much volume, I think, overall, and I think that's what kind of killed me. So, like I definitely shouldn't probably have bought this, but like I said, I was sitting here on the edge of my seat, like this day's fucking not doing anything. So unfortunately, I lost on that one. So I got 2 green days and 1 red day this week. So that sucks. But yeah, it's kind of the way it goes. But I think this is just another good example of a pattern that you can look for. Like yesterday when I was drawing it, there was like all the extra lines I had. Like you had this line, this line, you had like all these lines, and then I was drawing, channels on it like this, and giving you all this extra stuff, and I was like talking about the U shape, and all that. So there's that kind of video talking about support and resistance lines, and then channels, and then this one is more about just a simple ascending pattern that kind of shows the direction of the stock, and you can just draw it with 2 lines, and you can get a real quick idea of what's going to happen. And like I said, once it gets to this area in here really tight, it starts consolidating, it's going to go up or it's going to go down, And if it breaks the triangle, or if it breaks the resistance line, you would hope it goes up. But there's no guarantee of that. And sometimes you'll see on the trend line here, it might crack it a little bit, and then it might come back. It might just crack it just a little bit. And damn, look at that large ass spike that just happened. And it might come back, but usually, it's going to play out in whatever direction. But usually, once it cracks, though, it'll kind of come like this. And this is a fucking random ass spike. It's a high of 129 and a low of 110. It's like a 20-cent gap. But so yeah, that's all I got for today. Damn, now as I'm watching this, fucking A. But that's a good example of a triangle. There's also a descending, basically where the stock's coming down, 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 and then you have a bottom horizontal support line. So maybe if I get another stock or something like that, I can make a video on that. But this is an ascending one because obviously it's ascending, and then a descending would be coming down, and then once it gets to this consolidation part right here, as it's descending, it'll either shoot up or come down. So it could be the exact same scenario, it's just a different direction. So anyways, so yeah, that's all I'm going to do today. My loss is too big to keep trading, so I'm going to move on. So talk to y'all in the next video.